As many of you know, Affinity Designer is my absolute #1 favorite designing platform. And while I do go over it sometimes, I don't go over it a whole lot, though I do have a playlist for it on the channel. I tend to talk a lot about Canva and Kittl and other types of design platforms because those are the ones that most of you already use or already have. However, a lot of you have been asking for more Affinity Designer tutorials, so that is what we are going to do today. And of course, following up, we'll do a lot more on the channel so that you guys can get more familiar with my favorite design platform. I will have a link to a freebie at the end of this video, and the freebie is going to be exactly what I show you how to create. Now, why would I give a freebie if I'm going to show you how to do it yourself? Well, because you might want different dimensions. If you've been following the channel for a while and you've watched quite a number of my tutorials, then you'll know that my very favorite dimensions to design in are 3600 by 3600 pixels, which equals out to be a 12 by 12 canvas, but in high resolution. However, you might primarily design for tumblers, which would be 9.3 by 8.2 inches. That's a skinny tumbler, 20 ounce. Anyway, or you might primarily design for print on demand and you want more of a t-shirt canvas. Okay, so my point is that by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create your own workspace. And if you do design in the same dimensions as me, then, well, you saved a lot of time because you can just grab my freebie at the end. It's been a while since I added a new one anyways. It was about time, right? All right, enough chit chat. Let's head over to Affinity Designer and get started building. All right, so we're in Affinity Designer now. I'm gonna go up to File, I'm gonna click New, and then as you can see, I have a preset here for 3600 by 3600 pixels and 300 DPI. But we wanna make sure that we are clicking on Artboard. So you'll wanna click on Create Artboard. You'll notice that there are these teal dashed lines all the way around, and that is what will come up if you click on Create Artboard. If you don't click on Create Artboard, you won't see that. So now we have our first artboard created, and it's of course that 3600 by 3600 pixels that we did. So what I'm going to do first is just zoom out a bit so that we can see the entire design space. So I'm actually going to be using not only the artboard, but the space around it as well. If you hold down your space bar, you're able to see this hand right here. And what we can do is we can just easily grab and move our artboard or really anything on the space that we're working on anywhere we want. So I'm going to just move this artboard over a bit so that we have enough room for our next artboard. I'm going to grab a second artboard and just place it right here. Doesn't matter what size. And then over in the bottom right-hand corner, we're able to adjust the pixels. So we can change this to 3600 by 3600 pixels and then hit enter. And now we have a perfect artboard. Now, once you have all 10 of your artboards together, you're going to want to line them up and make them basically look a little bit nicer and easier to use when you're in your workspace. I like to just grab and then pull them over, move them in a way that I want a little bit spaced out. Then I go to the alignment tool and I will align them to the left. And then I will space evenly, so space vertically, just like that. Now we'll click apply, and I'm going to do that exact same thing, but on the other side. So this time I'll go to alignment and I will align to the right. And then I will again space vertically in between each artboard. Now, after doing that, I can see that I need to make a little bit more space. So I'll go ahead and do that right quick, but you'll want to make sure that they are basically just lined up in whichever way that you want them to be. Next up, I'm going to add some text because I just like to add title. So I'm going to add just design space to this one. And then I'm going to just move it around, shrink it down to where it looks nice in my little design workspace here. Now, I like to make it look a little fancy and fun because I like when I open this workspace for it to seem inviting and artistic and just really gets me in the mood. So to do that, I like to adjust the font and I like to adjust the color. In the freebie that I have created for you guys, you'll notice that I'm just going to be using the basic Arial in bold, I believe. And that's just so that you guys will have the font already in your system. If I chose this font here that I love, but you guys don't have it uploaded into your Affinity, then it's going to have an error. It's going to be really, well, it's just not going to look good. Just so you're aware. Now I'll select Design Space. I'm going to hold the Alt key down and then slide over just basically to copy and paste again. And I'm going to name this one Inspo. This is where we're going to put all the inspiration we have for the designs that we're going to be creating. I'm going to do the same thing on the right-hand side, but this time I'm going to write scratch paper. And that's for any extra elements or things that I'm not using right now, but I don't want to delete. And then up above, I'm going to type in color. And this is going to be used for the color palette that I'm going to want to use within my designs for the day. I'm going to go ahead and line these up because that's going to drive me absolutely crazy. And then you can either choose circles or squares, triangles, whatever, but I'm going to use circles. And I'm going to make sure to hold the Shift key down, make sure they're a perfect circle, line this up a little better, and then I'll grab that circle again and I'm going to make it a nice bright white, just so I can see it really well. I'm going to hold Alt key down and copy these 4 more times so that we have 5 circles that are exactly the same. And then I will go ahead and grab all of them and then align them so that they look nice and perfect all together. All right, once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and group these together. And I'm going to name this over in the Layers panel, Colors. Then I will go down and I'm going to grab all the text, group that together, and then I will name that layer Text. Now I'm going to grab both the Colors layer and the Text layer, and I'm going to put those below all of the artboards just so that the Layers panel looks nice and tidied up. Oh, this little red squiggly is driving me crazy. Now it's time to figure out how to use this. We'll go to File and then Place. You want to make sure that you hit Place and not Open. Open means that you're going to open up a whole new document, while Place means that we're just going to grab our inspiration photos that we have gathered and we're going to place them into our document that we have. Now you'll want to get your inspiration images from anywhere like Pinterest, Google, Etsy, all over the place. Now you'll notice we have this other area over here on the left, and that's where all of the images that we have selected will be. And so what happens is if we just click, we're going to have the image just pop up. Or we can choose to click and then drag, and that means that we are now in charge of the size of that photo that we put in. And then once we're done, we're going to need to get rid of this new place panel so that we can see our entire workspace. So we'll just click on these 3 little lines and we will just click on close. Now I'm just arranging these to make sure they're where I want them to be. And the first thing I want to do is grab the colors that I'm going to be using for my design. So even though we have these grouped, we can actually just double click and I will be able to select each individual circle. So I'm going to select the first circle for our colors, and then I'm going to click on the eyedropper tool. And then using that, I'm going to click on a color that I have within one of my inspo photos, and I'm going to basically create a color palette from it. Now it's easier for me if I enlarge the photo so that I can see all the colors and I can make sure that I click on the right one. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to select each one that I want. So for this one, I'm going to go back, click the eyedropper tool, choose this like light pink color. I love that. We'll do it again. I like this more hot pink color. Nope, not quite that one. That one, perfect, love that. For this one, I'm thinking a yellow would look really cute. So let's go ahead and do that. Grab maybe from right here. Oh, that worked out perfect. I was thinking it was gonna be too dark, but nope, it's just right. And then the last one, I really want like purple, and I don't see a purple in the design that I like. So I'm just going to pick from the color picker over here. Now you can slide this little circle all around and it will give you all different types of colors. And then you can slide the solid one in that triangle and you'll get a different hue. So I'm just going to move it around until I get my purple. I like a little bit brighter, but not too pink. I like that one. Yep, love it. Perfect. All right, so let's shrink this back down. Cool. All right, so next it's time to now use our workspace. So how do we use it after we've gotten our color palette? Well, of course, it depends what type of design you're wanting to create, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to just create like a little flower. I got some retro vibes happening over here. So I'm going to hold the shift key down and I'm going to make the center of the flower. Then I'll select that and we will go to the eyedropper tool. And of course, we're going to use the color palette we just created to make the middle of the flower. Love that. So we'll put that in the middle. And then I'm thinking I could get fancy with the petals, but I think I'm just going to stick with circles because the goal here is not necessarily to design, but to show you how you can make this workspace and to show you how to use the workspace once you download it. So I'm going to basically follow the same steps I had previously, but now I'm going to color them. So these ones I'm going to choose to be pink, and I'm going to right click here and I'm going to put this pink behind the yellow so that it looks like the middle of the flower is on top of the petal. Now I'll just hold the Alt key down to copy and paste, and I'll just make a few more of these. We'll get our nice flower. Cute. I love those colors. They already look cute. Now from here, we can do any number of things. We have all of these artboards. So I'm going to just grab all of them. I'm going to group them together. So what I like to do is, let's say I wanted to create a design on this one, and then later I wanted to use this flower for something else. Well, what I like to do is grab the elements, I'll copy and paste it basically, and put one over on the scratch paper. That way I don't have to make the flower again. I already have one over there so I can click it and grab it to use later. Another thing I like to do is, let's say I have combined different shapes to create a new shape or a new element, and I don't want to have to go through that process again. I will also put that over on the scratch paper. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to ungroup this flower here, and I'm just going to select a couple of the petals, and then I'm going to go up and I'm going to add them together, which basically just merges them into a different shape. And then I'm going to take that shape and I'm going to have one of them, there we go, basically just grab it and put one over on the scratch paper. So now if I need that same shape, I already have it done and I don't have to do it again. That's how I utilize the scratch paper section. Now, before we're done, I want to go over how you go about saving your designs once you have created them. So I'm going to grab this element. I'm just going to put this one here, and then I'll grab this flower and I'm going to put this one here. I'm just using this as examples. Perfect. All right, so now we have 3 different designs on 3 artboards. We'll go to File, and then we'll go to Export. And now you can see this is a PNG with the transparent. This is the JPEG with the white background. So let's go back to the PNG. And before I export, I need to say which artboard I want. I can choose the whole document, I can choose the selected area, or I can choose a specific artboard. So if I want artboard 2, as you can see, it's right there, or artboard 3, there's the design there. And then I would just click export. And it's that simple to use. This is really such a great idea and such a help when you just want to be in the zone and work on a specific thing, whether that's a holiday design or a happy birthday design. It's just nice to have a specific dedicated workspace that is already ready and sized perfectly for you. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a wonderful time being in Affinity finally and showing you guys a platform that I absolutely love. I will make sure to make some more Affinity videos that can go in our Affinity playlist, but there are a few in there. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you do so. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up so that it gets pushed out to all the other people out there that are wanting to use Affinity Designer or learn a little bit more. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you get notified every single time I post a video. Go out there, go design a life you love, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!